If you have ever tried growing eggplants, then you know that this is not a vegetable that forgives mistakes. Sow a bit too early, and the seedlings stretch out and become weak. Sow too late, and the fruits may never have time to ripen. Sometimes, even if you do everything right, eggplants seem to sit there and do nothing. Today, I want to take you step by step, calmly and clearly, through the entire process, just as I do in my own garden. We will talk about when to sow eggplants, how to avoid common mistakes, how to care for seedlings, and what conditions give the strongest, healthiest plants. No complicated charts, no unnecessary theory, just practical advice from one gardener to another. Eggplants are by far the most demanding of all the nightshade vegetables in your garden. Tomatoes tolerate a lot. Peppers can be persuaded to grow even under imperfect conditions, but eggplants require warmth, light, and careful attention from day one. They are always grown from seedlings. There is no shortcut. So, our starting point is simple: the age of the seedlings at the time of transplanting. Different eggplant varieties have different timelines. Early varieties are ready to move to the garden in about 62 to 64 days after sprouting. Mid-season varieties usually need around 68 to 69 days. Late varieties are the slowest. They require about 75 days to develop strong, healthy seedlings. Here is a very common mistake I see beginners make. Many think that bigger seedlings are better, so they sow too early or over-fertilize to make them grow faster. In reality, overgrown seedlings have weak stems, long spaces between leaves, and go through stress for days after transplanting. Such plants may sit without growing for a week or more, losing their potential for a strong harvest. It is always better to have a slightly younger, compact, strong seedling than an overgrown one. Young, healthy plants establish quickly and start growing immediately, especially if the soil is warm at transplant. Remember, patience is far more valuable than size when it comes to eggplants. Now let us talk about timing. The climate where you live makes a huge difference. In warmer regions, such as the southern areas, you can start sowing seeds indoors as early as February. Begin with late varieties first, then mid-season varieties, and finally early varieties. Here, warmth comes early, soil warms up faster, and seedlings are less likely to stretch. In regions with a moderate climate, the optimal time to start seeds is usually in late February to early March. Begin with late varieties, then mid-season, and finally early varieties. Always remember that transplanting should only happen when the soil is warm enough and there is no risk of frost. In areas with cold springs, sharp temperature swings, and late soil warming, it is better not to rush. Start sowing in March. First late varieties, then mid-season, and finally early ones. Even in a greenhouse, eggplants dislike cold soil. It is always better to wait a little than to sow too early. Instead of following a lunar calendar, which many viewers may not use, it is much more effective to rely on seasonal cues and soil temperature. Begin seeds indoors about 10 to 12 weeks before your last expected frost. Always make sure the soil is at least 70 degrees Fahrenheit, 21 degrees Celsius, before transplanting seedlings outside. Following these simple universal guidelines ensures success in any country or region. Temperature is critical for eggplants. Seedlings need warmth, and the ideal range is between 70 and 77 degrees Fahrenheit, 21 to 25 degrees Celsius. Any lower than 65 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 degrees Celsius, slows growth, while higher than 77 degrees Fahrenheit can make seedlings spindly and weak. Before sowing, seeds can be pre-germinated to speed up the process. I like to take a moist cotton pad, place the seeds on it, cover them, and keep them in a warm place at 79 to 81 degrees Fahrenheit, 26 to 27 degrees Celsius. Once the seeds sprout, it is time to plant them. Do not wait, because eggplants do not like delays. Use small individual pots, about 100 to 200 milliliters for seedlings. Eggplants do not tolerate transplanting well, so starting in individual containers reduces stress. Once seedlings grow, carefully move them to larger pots of about 800 milliliters without disturbing the root ball. A trick I use is to gently tip the seedling with the soil out of the small pot and set it directly into the larger pot. This keeps roots intact and avoids shock. Watering should be moderate. Soil should never dry out completely, but avoid overwatering. Eggplants have delicate roots, and excess moisture can quickly lead to disease. A common mistake is letting the soil dry just a little, thinking the plant can handle it. This stresses the seedlings and slows growth. Remember, consistency is key. Light is equally important. In February and March, natural sunlight is usually insufficient, so use grow lights to keep seedlings bright and compact. Too little light causes leggy, weak seedlings. I often adjust the height of my grow lights every few days to keep the light close, but not too hot. Seedlings thrive under steady, bright light. During the growth period, seedlings can be fed once or twice with a balanced fertilizer. Do not overdo it. Too much nitrogen too early can make stems soft and spindly. Sometimes I add a very small amount of plant growth stimulator to the watering water, and the seedlings respond by growing evenly and steadily. Now, let me talk about nighttime temperatures. Even if the daytime temperature is perfect, eggplants feel the cold at night. A short drop below 64 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 degrees Celsius, can pause growth for several days. Always keep seedlings away from cold windows and drafts. If the windowsill is chilly, place insulation underneath, such as foam or wood, to keep roots warm. This small step really works. Stable warmth allows seedlings to develop evenly and strong. Another trick is monitoring humidity. Eggplants prefer moderate humidity, too high, and leaves can curl or fungus can develop. Too low and seedlings dry out quickly. I usually place a shallow tray of water near seedlings in dry homes, or run a small humidifier if the air is very dry. This simple step keeps leaves healthy and roots happy. Finally, hardening off is essential. 2 to 3 weeks before transplanting, gradually introduce seedlings to fresh air. Start by opening a window for a few hours, then move plants to a balcony, porch, or greenhouse. Gradually increase exposure without sudden temperature changes. This helps plants adapt quickly and reduces stress after transplanting. Hardening is especially important for late varieties and in cooler climates. I also want to share a few additional tips that really make a difference. First, never let seedlings sit in stagnant water. Eggplants dislike soggy roots. Second, avoid overcrowding seedlings. Too many in a tray will compete for light and nutrients and become weak. Third, always check for pests, even indoors. Aphids or spider mites can appear on seedlings under artificial light. Catch them early and treat gently with water sprays or safe solutions. Following all these steps, sowing at the right time, keeping temperature and light steady, watering and fertilizing correctly, protecting from cold, monitoring humidity and hardening, ensures strong, healthy seedlings. When transplanted, they take off quickly and reward you with a bountiful, rich harvest. Eggplants love care, but if given at the right time, they will flourish without problems. If you found this video helpful, make sure to like it, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with anyone who grows eggplants. The more gardeners know these practical tips, the more abundant harvests we will all have. I will see you in the next videos.